Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb your nap. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's better. Good evening. My name is Dan Bookham, and I work for Allen Insurance and Financial and live right here in Rockland. And because I have a funny voice and a man skirt, I was asked to come and oversee the ceremonies this evening. And we have a wonderful night for you tonight. As always, one of the highlights of the festival, already off to a great start as well. Tons of lobster served, and the rain has held off. There's nothing better than that. So before we get started this evening, just a couple of things to note. There will be an opportunity at the very, very end for family to come up and take photographs with the young women, but please wait at the end until the professional photographers and the press have had a chance to get their photographs in. And overall tonight, make sure you make a lot of noise, cheer, hoop, holler, clap, scream, stamp your feet, and make sure everybody knows this is a wonderful thing about the festival and you're proud of these young women for what they represent about Mid-Coast Maine. And now it's time for us to all stand, and gentlemen, please remove your hats for the presentation of the colours. The Colour Guard is comprised of crew members of the United States Coast Guard Station Rockland, the Coast Guard Cutter Abbey Burgess, the Coast Guard Cutter Thunder Bay, and Coast Guard Cutter Tackle.
Color Guard, halt. Color Guard, left, pace. Grease net, arm.
And now Alexandra Dessonnier will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right, pace. Forward, forward, left, left, right, right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. Color Guard, halt. Right, face. Look the colors.
King Neptune and his court.
Welcome, Rockland! Everybody, welcome!
And now we'd like to welcome Lieutenant J.G. Tyler Hopkins from the USS Hawaii City for presentation of our memorial service for men and women lost at sea.
you tell I ain't from around here? Thought I had you fooled. It's my pleasure to be here and to give the invocation tonight. Being part of the Navy, being at sea, this is really important to me. And for our men and women who are on the seas, no matter what profession that they may serve. So with that in mind, will you please join me in prayer? God of the land and of the sea, as we gather together for this 71st coronation, we want to take a moment to remember those who have lost their lives at sea while performing their duties of whichever profession has called them from their loved ones. May we celebrate their lives and professions through this coronation with great exuberance and gusto. We ask that you grant safety to those who are currently sailing the seas so that they may be able to return to their loved ones safely. Rain your blessings and love over those involved in this coronation and the entirety of this festival so that we may reflect such love to others. We ask all of this in your most gracious name. Amen.
And now Aaron Glazer will play taps while Neptune lays the wreath. And now Alexandra Tissonier again with God Bless America.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you very much, Alexandra, and also Miles Kelly, our pianist here, and Aaron from Bugles Across America, a fine organisation who performed taps this evening. And now we have a special guest joining us on stage, our 2017 Crown Princess Shannon Ripley, who is coming out. Hi, Shannon. So Shannon has a special project and some introductions to make.
Hello! I will now introduce this year's visiting crown holders. We have Brianna Bowman, 2018 Miss Maine International. Cassandra McNichol, 2017 Maine Blueberry Queen. Hospitality. Victoria Anderson, 2017 Maine Blueberry Crown Princess. Emma Newheron, 2017 Miss Dairy Queen. Mariah Johnson, 2017 Miss Dairy Princess. Jordan Sneal, 2018 Maine Strawberry Queen. Lily Bellinger, 2018 Maine Strawberry Princess. And Lexi Benner, 2018 Maine Strawberry Blossom. Congratulations, ladies.
All right, now it's time to meet our judges for this year's Sea Goddess pageant. Everyone can be seated at the VIP section. So we can make the judges pop up and down again as well, wait for the crowd. First judge tonight is Megan Brackett, who grew up in the Mid-Coast area. She's a graduate of the Camden Hills Regional High School and will soon be a graduate of the Bachelor's of Finance and Accounting program at University of Southern New Hampshire, and also a graduate of the Mid-Coast Leadership Academy. Megan is currently the finance director for the town of Rockport and is actively involved in other civil activities. She has strong ties to Lobster Festival, and as a teenager you would have found her walking around the festival grounds, lending a helping hand where needed. She's also the proud mother of a very active 3-year-old boy and a proud stepmom to an intelligent and kind 11-year-old girl. She admires the young ladies this evening for participation in the coronation and wishes them the best of luck in all their future endeavors. Kim leading off Day of Warren is here this evening. Kim is a native of Rockland and a graduate of Rockland District High School. Got a degree from Westbrook College in Portland and was a dental hygienist, and also attended and worked at the Hurricane Island Outward Bound School out in Penobscot Bay. During her career as a hygienist, she's assisted, done health education in elementary schools, taught CPR and first aid through the American Red Cross, and managed a dental practice, and also managed to fit in being the owner and past president at the Tom Hagen Wilderness Resort in Moosehead Lake. She's also a member of the Maine Dental Hygienists Association. Daniel McNichol is with us this evening as well. Daniel's cheering section is also here. Nice to see you all. Thank you. Daniel's a Maine native and has lived in Rockland since 1991. He's been married since 1998 and has raised 2 daughters with his wife, and is retired from the US Coast Guard after 21 years of active duty, and currently employed by the Maine State Ferry Service as a captain. He's been very active with youth sports, coaching his 2 daughters and dozens of other local youth in soccer, Little League softball, youth and middle school basketball. He's also a member of the Oceanside Little League Board for 10 years and is currently elected member of the Rockland Port District. Dawn Witham. Stand up and take a bow, Dawn. Dawn is from Thomaston and mother of 3 children, Benjamin, Jake and Haley. Her daughter Haley was the 2017 Maine Sea Goddess. Dawn graduated with an associate degree from Maine Medical Center and School of Surgical Technology at the top of her class, and attended UMaine and studied dental hygiene. She enjoyed working in Portland for 17 years as a surgical assistant for an oral surgeon. And she also met her husband Troy while working in Boca Grande, Florida. She enjoys fishing, sea glassing, kayaking and crafting, but she's found her true calling as an artist with painting. She's honored to be asked to be a judge and looks forward to meeting the Maine Sea Princesses of 2018. And finally, Joanne Kinney-Kenny. Cookie, there we are. Hi, Cookie. A native of St. George, Maine, she resides in Rockland, happily married to lobsterman Gary Kenny. She has 1 daughter and a son-in-law who live in South Thomaston, and their stepchildren and their families who live in the Jonesport and Eastern Shires area down east. A 1967 graduate of Georges Valley High School, she attended Husson University and graduated from UMaine Augusta with a bachelor's in business management and accounting. Currently employed as the office manager for Park Street Laundry and Dry Cleaning. She's a past director of the Maine Lobster Festival, a past Sea Goddess, no less, and the past president of the Rockland JC Women. Ladies and gentlemen, your judges of 2018. And each year at the festival, we like to mark sea goddesses returning on their incremental 10-year anniversaries. And as just mentioned, we have Joanne Kinney-Kenny from 1968 here with us tonight. Karen Jo Bista from 1988. And Bryson Cohen King from 2008. Thanks for joining us. And now we'd like to meet our esteemed VIPs from the US Navy and the US Coast Guard. With us this evening is the commanding officer of the USS Huey City, Captain Jake Douglas. The executive officer of USS Huey City, Commander Christopher Brown. The Command Master Chief of USS Huey City, Master Chief Christopher Haas. And for United States Coast Guard, Commanding Officer of the United States Coast Guard Cutter Thunder Bay, Lieutenant Chris Heck. Commanding Officer of the U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Abby Burgess, Boatswain Michael Bollinger. The Commanding Officer of the U.S. Coast Guard Station Rockland, Boatswain Hans Schultz. The Commanding Officer of the U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Tackle, Boatswain's Mate Malia Chastain. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate your service very, very much. And now it's time to meet the woman of the hour in a bittersweet moment, her final year as Coronation Chair. It only seems like yesterday that this young slip of a lass stepped on the stage for the first time to shepherd the sea princesses to the microphone to make sure they had a fantastic evening, and the time has flown by. But she's with us tonight for one last time, and I hope you give a rousing cheer in this official capacity to the amazing, the wonderful, the beautiful Sharon Lombardo.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so very much for coming out this evening and sitting here with goose pimples. Okay, I would like to say thank you so very much to our sponsors that have helped us along the way. We do many tours, and a lot of them, we do banquets, we do all kinds of things to prepare our young ladies for this evening. Our sponsors this year are Atwood Lobsters, Bean Maine Lobster, Bixby and Company Chocolate, Brio Promotions, By George Jewelers, Domino Pizza, Eclipse and Pearl Restaurants, Farnsworth Museum, Knox Center for Long-Term Care, Laugh Loud and Smile Big Bakery, Lincoln Street Center for the Arts, Loose Transportation, Maine Coast Wedding and Special Events, Maine Lighthouse Museum, Maine State Prison Industries, Mass AV, Real Day Spa, Rockland Coast Guard Base, Rocky Coast News, Duck and David Mills, Samoset Resort, and Rocky Coast News now goes by Maine Positive TV. Everything that we have gone through, if you go on YouTube and put in Maine Lobster Festival or the Sea Goddess, you can watch us and everything that we've done. Okay, the Samoset Resort, Seacoast Scaffold and Equipment Corporation, Seasons Down East Designs, Sonyo Salon, Somebody Loves Me Bridal, and Walmart, both of Rockland, Thomaston, and Augusta. Thank you very much.
And now we're pleased to welcome our 2018 Lobster Festival President, Cynthia Powell.
Thank you, Dan. Good evening, and on behalf of the Board of Directors and members of the Maine Lobster Festival, welcome to the coronation of the 71st Annual Maine Sea Goddess. I'd like to take a moment to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests from the U.S. Coast Guard and the Navy, and I'd like to thank them all for their service. And let's all give another round of applause to Dan Bookham, our Master of Ceremonies. The Maine Lobster Festival began back in 1947 And 7 decades later, here we are, continuing to celebrate and support our world-famous bounty of the sea. Last year, we served nearly 21,000 pounds of steamed lobster and lobster meat. And did you know that all of it is locally sourced right here in Knox County? The Maine Lobster Festival is very proud to continue our original mission to support our hardworking men and women who farm the sea for this harvest. This year, we hope to serve even more, and I'm hoping all of you in the audience tonight are helping us do just that. There are many traditions of the festival, and one of the constants throughout our 71-year history is the coronation of the Maine Sea Goddess. The young women about to grace our stage here tonight are going to become part of the history of the Maine Lobster Festival. I congratulate them all and wish them all the very best of luck. Over the 5 days of the festival, we have an amazing variety of different events to see and do. We have the Maine-based musicians and entertainment this year, our big parade, daily exhibitions and events, our cooking contests and exhibitions, our Steins and Vines event, Kids Fun Run and 5K road race, 10K road race, the Naval and U.S. Coast Guard tours, the crate race, and so much more. We continue to support our local communities in ways large and small. In the last decade alone, we've been able to be fortunate enough to be able to donate over $775,000 in the form of equipment and vehicles to our first responders, annual scholarships to deserving high school seniors pursuing higher education and training, donations to many area charitable organizations, such as local food pantries, Meals on Wheels, senior and student organizations, local youth groups, animal rescue, Habitat for Humanity, and other groups in need. And this is all made possible by you, and we really appreciate that. So in closing, I want to say to all of you out here in the audience tonight, to our community, to our local police, fire, and first responders, to our festival members, the board of directors, and most of all, to our over 1,300 amazing volunteers without whose help we simply could not do this. Thank you. Thank you all for your time, your talent, and your support. Thank you.
And I would echo her sentiments, and I know we all do. The volunteers, the board, the folks who make this festival happen, the sweat equity that goes into this is quite fantastic. And I think it's deserving of a loud cheer and another round of applause. And now it's my distinct pleasure to welcome back to the stage your 2017 Sea Goddess, Hayley Witham. Hayley Dawn Witham of Coniston is a 2017 graduate of Oceanside High School. The daughter of Dawn and Troy Witham, her activities and hobbies included soccer, hiking, fishing and trekkers. She is employed at the Drift-In Canteen and also lobsters on the FB Cloud with her father. Future plans include returning to Plymouth State University for her second year and majoring in exercise science. She's also competing in this year's Miss Maine pageant. Hayley sponsors are Brooks Trap Mill and Rock Coast Plumbing and Heating of Thomaston, FB Cloud of Green Island, and the Monhegan Boat Line of Port Clyde. The 2017 Sea Goddess, Hayley Dawn Witham.
would know I don't tend to be the most serious person. You'll usually find me smiling or laughing, maybe even procrastinating writing a speech until the night before, similar to the one I'm reading you right now. In all seriousness, I'll start by telling you a lesson I learned shortly after becoming Sea Goddess. Going off to school last fall was by far one of the most uncomfortable times I've yet to experience. I knew nobody there, and I was 4 hours away from home. I found myself spending a good portion of my day in my dorm and generally avoiding conversations with new people. This wasn't the kind of person I am, and I was curious why all of a sudden the change in environment was distorting the way I've always lived life. So, one morning I woke up and forced myself to go out of my comfort zone and meet at least one new person that day. Unfortunately for a girl sitting alone in the dining hall, she was that new person to me. I went and sat across from her, acting like we had already known each other, and at the end of the conversation, she asked me for my number to keep in contact. This just goes to show you, you're not the only one afraid to put yourself out there. Maybe that one person you approach can teach you something new. Ever since that day, I've gone into any conversation or event full sea goddess mode. And if you exude confidence and charisma, people will want to be surrounded by that. Fast forward a few months, and I now can say I have an amazing supportive group of friends at school and one of this upcoming year's contestants for the Miss Maine pageant. I never thought I would be able to say that, but through this experience it has shown me it is possible, and I can't express my gratitude enough for the opportunities it has brought me. The process of the Sea Goddess can bring anybody out of their shell. Going from the first night, meeting all of the girls, you can notice a major shift in the way they present themselves. They speak their minds confidently and aren't afraid to be different from one another, and that's a huge accomplishment in itself. I hope that these girls use this experience to their advantage and go into their year with a positive mindset, and always know they've made friends throughout this past month they can reach out to in any time of need, including myself. The moral of this is I want to encourage everyone to do something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, because in those moments of achieving what you once thought you could never do, you grow as a person and find it wasn't so scary to begin with. Good luck to each of you ladies. You've done an amazing job through this process, and I can confidently say any one of you would make a great sea goddess. Aside from that, I want to personally thank Sharon Lombardo. She not only shares similar characteristics of my mom, like being outgoing, funny, and loves crafting, but takes over that mom role for each of us during this time and cares about us just as much as any mother would. She is one of the most supportive women in my life and is truly a beautiful person inside and out. So I thank her with all of my heart for that. Along with her, I want to mention how influential my parents have been in my past 19 years of life. I had this opportunity to share this past summer with my mom, who is on the judges panel. She is such a strong woman with firm beliefs to be uniquely yourself, and the rest will follow. I look up to that immensely. And I would have to say I get my positive mindset and my smile from my dad. He's a one-of-a-kind, genuine guy, and I'm sure anyone who knows him will say the same. Thank you both for shaping me to be who I am today. I want to finish by giving a huge thank you to my sponsors, Brooks Trap Mill, Rock Coast Plumbing and Heating, Monhegan Boat Line, and the FB Cloud. And quite newly, the Rockland Lobster Festival for their continued support of being a huge sponsor in my upcoming pageant. Without your help, this wouldn't have been possible for me. Thank you.
The 2017 Maine Sea Goddess.
And now please welcome back Sharon Lombardo.
Knowing this is my last year and it has been a fantastic run, I would like to introduce Kelly Leidenroth. No, I'd like to introduce my very first sea goddess, Bryson Cowan. This is her 10-year anniversary as well. Also, on my committee, this goes to show what a family we turn out to be. Bryson was my first sea goddess, and Melissa Burgess, Shiley's standing over there somewhere, was my very first crown princess. Melissa became a member of my committee the following year and has been with me for the last, all these years, okay? And I'd also, a little bit after Bryson tells you what this past 10 years has done for her, I'd like to introduce Kelly.
Hello everyone. It's hard to believe that it's been 10 years since I was last up on this stage. Growing up in Tennant's Harbor, I have fond memories of watching the Sea Goddess pageant with awe, and I remember the nerves and excitement of being up on this stage. 2 days after I was crowned, I returned to my job as a day camp counselor at Blueberry Cove Camp when a young girl looked up at me with wide eyes and later whispered in my ear, "My mom told me your secret, that you are the Sea Goddess." In that moment, and in all the moments since then, I have carried this title with pride. I have lived away from the Mid-Coast for the past 10 years, in Connecticut for college, and now in Boston, but this community will always be my home, and it is an honor to be back here tonight to celebrate the fabulous Sea Princesses who will be on stage very shortly. Ladies, I hope you cherish this experience as much as I have. Just being here tonight means you have achieved success, and that type of determination will take you far in life. Another person I would like to celebrate is Sharon Lombardo, who has been at the helm of this coronation committee since 2008, and I am very proud that I was your first Sea Goddess. Sharon, you bring so much joy, warmth, care, and energy to this process, and you truly ensure it is an empowering and positive journey for everyone involved. Thank you for your 10 years of service to all of the Sea Goddesses, Sea Princesses, and our entire community. Thank you, Rockland and the Lobster Festival Committee, for welcoming me back here tonight. I am thrilled to, in a few minutes, join the rest of the Sea Goddesses who have come before us in welcoming the 2018 Sea Goddess to the club. Thank you.
Okay, anybody out there that knows me knows I'm not a speaker, so thank you for bearing with me. I'd like now Kelly Leidenroth to join me out here. Okay. Kelly is our 2011 Crown Princess. When she finished her reign, she became a member of our committee in 2012. We have watched her grow, and she has been with us the whole time, even through college, through graduation, everything. Kelly will be our next Coronation chairman. I'm sure you're going to be as sweet to her as you have been to me. And thank you very much.
Thanks, Sharon. So I think we should move swiftly on while you enjoy this cooling light drizzle, right? Okay. Of course, we have our Sea Princesses, but our Sea Princesses are incomplete without their escorts, and we're very pleased to welcome to the stage, representing the United States Coast Guard, stationed right here in this official Coast Guard city, from the Cutter Tackle, the Cutter Abbey Burgess, the Cutter Thunder Bay, and the Coast Guard Station Rockland, and crew members from our visiting USS Quay City, the escorts for our 2018 Sea Princesses.
Detail! Halt! Left! Face! Outward! Face! Detail! March!
Thank you, gentlemen. And now it's time to meet our 2018 Sea Princesses. Our first princess this evening is Lauren Eva Arsenault. Lauren is a 2018 graduate from Oceanside High School. The daughter of Scott and Carol Arsenault of Thomaston, her activities included yearbook, track and field, soccer, tennis and theatre. Her hobbies are running, baking, camping and going to the beach. She likes also spending time with friends and family and hiking. Her future plans are to attend St. Joseph's College of Maine to study social work, and she is currently employed at the Hampton Inn. Her sponsors are Penobscot Electric of Thomaston, Rock Coast Plumbing and Heating of Thomaston, and Clark Island Builders of Spruce Head. Lauren Eva Arsenault. Caden Olivia Frederick is a 2017 graduate of Oceanside High School and attends Husson University. She is the daughter of Tori and Matthew Whitman of Thomaston and Keith and Sabrina Frederick of Napierville, Illinois. Caden was a member of Trekkers from the 7th grade onwards, and her hobbies are trekkers, skiing, studying, and traveling. Caden is employed at the YMCA summer program, and her future plans are to attend the University of Maine Orono for nursing, and eventually to become a nurse practitioner. Caden's sponsor is Shepherd Motors. Caden Olivia Frederick. Of Thomaston is a 2018 graduate of Oceanside High School. The daughter of Michelle Gamache, her activities include student government, Key Club, yearbook committee, the school newspaper, the school safety committee, the civil rights team, a member of the National Honor Society, life skills aid, 3 varsity sports, and the theatre program. Her hobbies include hanging out with friends and family, playing field hockey, serving her community, and to go hunting for sea glass. She is employed by First National Bank, and her future plans are to attend the University of Southern Maine to major in business management with a minor in international communications, and a future goal of owning her own business in interior design. Erin's sponsors are Midnight Auto, Jess's Seafood, Glen Cove Dental of Rockport, and Brooks Tack Mill of Thomaston. Erin Nicole Dugan. Jordan Lee Brackett is a 2018 graduate from Oceanside High School. She is the daughter of Mark and Sherry Brackett of Alstead, and her activities included National Honor Society, the National Technical Honor Society, student government, high school aspirations, soccer, softball, basketball, unified basketball, and Sherry's School of Dance. Her hobbies are dancing, working out, sports, and traveling. Jordan is employed at Windward Gardens in Camden and at the Somerset Resort in Rockport. Jordan's future plans are to attend the University of Maine Augusta, majoring in nursing. Jordan's sponsors are Maine Lobster and Seafood of Owl's Head and Cafe Miranda of Rockland. Jordan Lee Brackett. Taylor Hamlin is a 2018 graduate of Oceanside High School. She is the daughter of David and Cindy Hamlin of South Thomaston. Her school activities included Key Club, theatre, the STEM program, sports, National Honor Society, and civil rights. Her hobbies are working out, playing field hockey and lacrosse, spending time with friends and at the beach, volunteering at the hospital, and chasing sunsets. She is employed at Country Keepers, and her future plans are to attend the University of Maine Orono, then fashion school, and then open her own business with her own designs. Taylor sponsors are Hamlin's Lawn Care of Thomaston and Ray's Insurance of Rockland. Taylor Hamlin. Lauren Elizabeth Miller is a 2018 graduate of Camden Hills Regional High School. She is the daughter of David and Christine Miller of St. George, and her activities in school included varsity soccer, varsity basketball, varsity softball, the yearbook committee, the wellness team, the National Technical Honor Society, and chorus. Her hobbies are basketball, soccer, softball, hiking, and spending time with friends and family. Lauren is employed by Luke's Lobster, and her future plans are to attend the University of Southern Maine to study nursing and to play basketball. Lauren's sponsors are J.B. Miller Construction of St. George and Beaver Enterprises of Thomaston. Lauren Elizabeth Miller. Molly Rizkala Davis is a 2018 honor graduate of Oceanside High School. She is the daughter of Karen Rizkala and Stephen Davis of Rockland. Her activities included Key Club, tennis, indoor track, cross-country, yearbook, newspaper, student government, the Liberal Arts Academy, and the National Honor Society. Her hobbies are playing tennis, volunteering, painting, skiing, and hanging out with friends. She is employed at the Farnsworth Art Museum, and her future plans are to attend Wheaton College in Massachusetts to pursue a degree in business management and art. Molly's sponsors are St. George Realty and George's Barbershop in St. George. Molly Riscala Davis. Amelia Elizabeth Campbell is a 2018 graduate of West Carteret High School. She is the daughter of Andrea Little and Richard Campbell from Thomaston. Her activities included Key Club, theatre, basketball and tennis, and her hobbies are painting, photography, hiking and beach volleyball. Amelia is employed at Fiore in Rockland, and her future plans are to attend Johnson & Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island, where she'll major in graphic design. Amelia's sponsors are Dream Local Design and Night Marine Service, both of Rockland. Amelia Elizabeth Campbell. Aubrey K. Anderson is a 2018 graduate of the Robinson School. She is the daughter of Katie Crandall of St. George and Brad Anderson of Rockland. Her activities included National Honor Society, varsity lacrosse, track and field, basketball, indoor soccer and math team, and her hobbies are competitive ballroom dancing. She works at Luke's Seafood in Tennis Harbor, and her future plans are to attend college at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, majoring in mathematics. Aubrey's sponsor is Tennis Harbor Fishermen's Co-op. Aubrey K. Anderson. Pine is a 2018 graduate of Oceanside High School. She is the daughter of Stephen and Kathy Pine of Owl's Head. Her activities included varsity soccer, varsity softball, the fall musical, unified basketball, one act, and the National Honor Society. Her hobbies are volunteering at Oceanside sports camps, traveling with her family, skiing, fishing, dirt biking, hiking, and shopping. She is employed at Miller's Lobster Company, and her future plans are to attend the University of Maine to study business management. Casey's sponsor is York Marine of Rockland. Casey Jo Pine. Gillian Davis Oakes of Vinalhaven is a 2018 graduate of Vinalhaven High School and was valedictorian. She also attends the University of Maine at Augusta and Husson University. The daughter of Wanda Davis Oakes and Colby Oakes, her activities included varsity soccer, basketball, and softball as captain, the student leadership team, the math team, the prom committee, and the National Honor Society. Gillian has traveled to many countries to being the recipient of various travel scholarships, and her hobbies include working with several youth in her community through tutoring and coaching Little League softball. She enjoys running, sewing, ice skating, and is also an artist. She is employed as a sternman on the fishing vessel Triple X and as a waitress at Salt. Future plans are to attend Bates for economics and pre-med, play basketball, and travel aboard. She would like to own a gym or be a surgeon. Julianne's sponsors are Calm Seas Therapeutic Massage, the fishing vessels Determination, Headache, 6 Grand, and Triple X, all of Vinalhaven, Penobscot Island Air of South Thomaston, and Arts Marine Service of Owl's Head, and O'Hara of Rockland. Gillian Davis Oakes. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Maine Lobster Festival Sea Princesses.
Ladies, this last song is for all of you. And for all of you out there with crazy dreams. May you have them, and may many of them come true. Hello, you long shots, you dark horse runners, hairbrush singers, and dashboard drummers. Hello, you on magnolias, just waiting to Thank God you crazy dreams come true. I stood at the bottom of some walls I thought I couldn't climb. But like Cinderella at the ball, just running out of time. So I know how it feels to be afraid. I think that it's all gonna slip away. Hold on. Here's to your free souls, your firefly chasers, tree climbers, porch swingers, air guitar players. Here's to your fearless dancers, shaking walls in your bedrooms. There's a lot of wonder left inside of me and you. Thank God even crazy dreams come true. Never let a bad day be enough to go and talk you into giving up. Sometimes everybody feels like you, oh, feels like you, just like you. I've known some go-getters, some difference makers, small town heroes and big chance takers. I've known some young hearts with something to prove. Oh yeah, here's to your long shots, your dark horse runners, hairbrush singers and dashboard drummers. Here's to you wild magnolias, just waiting to bloom. There's a lot of all that left inside of me and you. Thank God even crazy dreams come true. Yeah, thank God even crazy dreams come true. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Alexandra Desaulniers. And now, we get to the meat of the evening, the moments we've all been waiting for. And so with our first award of the evening, Sharon, shall we find out who Miss Congeniality is?
Out of everything we do, this is probably one of my most favorite announcements to make. This Congeniality is chosen by all of her peers, okay? And I would like to welcome Miss Congeniality, Lauren Miller.
Lauren Elizabeth Miller is a 2018 graduate of Canada Hills Regional High School. The daughter of David and Christine Miller of St. George, her activities included varsity soccer, basketball, softball, the yearbook committee, the wellness team, the National Technical Honor Society, and chorus. Her hobbies are basketball, soccer, softball, hiking, and spending time with friends and family, and she is employed by Luke's Lobster. Her future plans are to attend the University of Southern Maine to study nursing, and her sponsors are J.D. Miller Construction of St. George and Beaver Enterprises of Thomaston. Your 2018 Miss Congeniality, Lauren Elizabeth Miller. And now it is time to welcome our crown bearer for this evening, Bella Cree Knight. Bella Cree Knight is 6 years old and the daughter of Cy and Alexandra Knight of Owlshead. She just finished kindergarten at Guildford Butler School, where she developed a love for reading, writing and math. This past year she enjoyed participating in tennis, swimming, dance and t-ball. Bella's hobby include doing crafts, playing games, looking for sea glass, and spending time with her friends and family. She has a younger sister, Summer, and an older brother, Christopher, and she comes from a family with strong ties to the lobster industry, as her grandparents, Terry and Elizabeth Watkinson, own a busy lobster fishing wharf, House Lobster Company, where her mum is also employed. Bella's nana, Alice Knight, has been involved with the festival since its inception and has served as the director of the festival since 1971. Bella is continuing in her family footsteps as a third-generation volunteer with the Lobster Festival. Now, as King Neptune appears ready, omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, which means he's also going to know two very important names this evening. The first name, Your Majesty, it will be our Crown Princess, who will receive her crown from the captain of the USS Clay City, Captain Jake Douglas.
The 2018 Crown Princess, Erin Dugan.
Thomaston is a 2018 graduate of Oceanside High School. The daughter of Michelle Gamache, her activities included student government, P Club, yearbook committee, school newspaper, school safety committee, civil rights team, and she was a member of the National Honor Society, the Life Skills Aid, a 3-sport varsity player, and the theatre program. Her hobbies included hanging out with friends and family, playing field hockey, serving her community, and hunting for sea glass. She is currently employed at First National Bank, and her future plans are to attend the University of Southern Maine to major in business management. Erin sponsors a Midnight's Auto, Jess's Seafood, both of Rockland, Glen Cove Dental of Rockport, and Brooks Tap Mill of Thomaston. Your 2018 Crown Princess, Erin Nicole Dugan. Special when all the paper is wet. Together. I'm sure you have absolute sympathy out there for me. Okay. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. His Most Serene and Exalted Highness King Neptune reaches once more into his box of briny deep. And our sea goddess this evening will receive a check for $2,000. The sash and flowers from our 2017 sea goddess. I will be crowned by Lieutenant Hupp, who will come join us on stage. This is the toughest duty you'll ever have, Lieutenant. Your Majesty?
The 2018 Maine Sea Goddess. Taylor Hamill.
Graduate at the Oceanside High School. The daughter of David and Cindy Hamlin of South Thomaston, her activities included Key Club, theatre, STEM programs, sports, the National Honor Society, civil rights, and walking the runway in the rain. Her hobbies are working out, playing field hockey and lacrosse, and spending time with friends and at the beach, volunteering at the hospital and chasing sunsets. She's employed at Country Keepers, and her future plans are to attend the University of Maine in Orono, then fashion school, and then open her own business. Taylor's sponsors are Hamlin's Loan Care of South Thomaston and Ray Insurance of Rockland. Your 2018 Sea Goddess, Taylor Hamlin. And now the Grand March. Your 2018 Sea Princesses and your 2018 Sea Goddess. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you those of you who stuck out the bad weather and cheered on these wonderful young women. It means an awful lot to them, and it's great to see so many of you out tonight. We're going to let you go, but before the girls and the Coast Guard and Navy leave the stage, please remember we'd like to have the professional photographers, the press, have a chance to get their photos first, and then Sharon will say when it's okay for families to come on up. Speaking of Sharon, special thanks to Sharon. A huge thank you for the last 10 years. Wonderful. It's been wonderful working with you. And to the entire Coronation Committee and to the entire Lobster Festival Committee, the Board of Directors, all the myriad volunteers and folks who labour all year long to make this wonderful event happen here in Rockland. Thank you to our vocalist Alexandra Desaunier, for accompanist Miles Kelly, and Aaron Glazer for taps this evening. Thank you to King Neptune for gracing us with his briny presence. Thank you all for coming and enjoying the 2018 Maine Lobster Festival. Thank you.